Wait. Before you get your hands on some Dogecoin or buy some more or cash out or whatever it is, I'm going to be telling you why you should never buy any Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies on a Robinhood, for instance, or a Webull, or even an app like PayPal. Stick around. What's up, Crypto Land? Black Crypto here, bringing another cryptocurrency video where I talk about the basics of Bitcoin and everything else cryptocurrency. Now you're getting exposed to cryptocurrencies and you're hearing a whole lot about Dogecoin, and you want to get your hands on some. And one of the first places that a lot of people are getting exposed to cryptocurrencies is through the Robinhood app, because for instance, a lot of you may have had stocks already and you see that you can actually buy it on the Robinhood app. You can also buy cryptocurrencies on, for instance, a Webull. You can also buy Bitcoin, for instance, on PayPal. But let me first off say that, none of these companies are actually bad or anything like that. It's not necessarily them being a bad company. It's just a few things that you may not be actually aware of. Now, when I talk about not being aware of, I'm talking about how these companies actually operate technically behind the actual scenes, and that really affects the way that you can go and buy and sell cryptocurrency as a whole on these actual platforms. Now, in full disclosure, I do have a Robinhood account and I do buy cryptocurrencies on it, but I will actually explain a little bit better in terms of why I actually do that coming right up as I explain a little bit more about this. Okay, so when it comes to, for instance, a Robinhood or a PayPal, what we have to do is make a distinction between what these companies are. Now, these are traditional brokers. Now, for instance, with a Robinhood, this is pretty much an on-ramp for stocks, and this is how you pretty much got exposure to stocks, and of course recently in terms of fractional shares. Now, when it comes to, of course, a PayPal, this is a third party in terms of a payment processor for you. Now, of course, when it comes to both of these platforms, and of course when it comes to Robinhood, this is great in terms of exposure for the whole market in terms of cryptocurrency, and of course a great on-ramp in terms of for beginners to actually get themselves exposed and buy themselves a little bit of cryptocurrency. When it comes to these traditional brokers, one of the big distinctions that you have to remember when it comes to, for instance, in comparison to crypto companies, is that they're going to have to face a lot of regulations. And when it comes to them facing a lot of regulations, they can't do a lot of things that you may have the freedom to do as a company that is just crypto in terms of the beginning. Now, what I mean in terms of something like that, what you have to remember is, for instance, a crypto company is one that starts to serve the crypto community and crypto enthusiasts. And they might have a lot more options because they're not really bound by these traditional banking laws or these regulations. So they have more options and freedom to play around with in terms of experimenting in terms of how they actually build their tools, and also how they're able to tap into other legacy systems or other traditional financial systems. Let me give you an example, of course. So let me give you an example with a Robinhood. We're going to compare Robinhood to, for instance, a Coinbase. When you go to Robinhood, you can actually go ahead and buy yourself some shares on there, and they're dipping and dabbling in terms of their cryptocurrencies, in terms of Bitcoin, Cash, Litecoin, Ethereum, and also Dogecoin that you can actually buy on Robinhood. So we're going to compare that to a Coinbase, where Coinbase started as crypto only and crypto first, right? So of course with a Coinbase, you can go and buy all of these cryptocurrencies on there and pieces of cryptocurrencies on there. So when it comes to, for instance, a PayPal, for instance, in terms of making payments, in terms of you making payments with Bitcoin or being able to buy Bitcoin on there, we're going to compare that with, for instance, the Cash app. Of course, you can buy Bitcoin on there and you can send payments to your friends and family on the actual Cash app. So we're going to compare to those, and that you have a lot more freedom when it comes to the Cash app and what you can actually do. And I'm going to explain this a little bit more also. Don't get me wrong, we still need places like a PayPal or, for instance, a Robinhood or other apps like I keep on calling out, for instance, a Webull. We still need them because they're great on-ramps in terms of onboarding people to cryptocurrency. Of course, when it comes to these different platforms, they probably already had millions of followers on them. So onboarding you to cryptocurrency is very easy because they already have the customers. So that's a little bit in terms of trust when it comes to trusting a Robinhood or a PayPal or a Webull or something like that. Not only that, it reduces fraud. We all know that we can kind of trust a PayPal when it comes to fraud protection. So of course, anything that they're going to be doing with Bitcoin, they're going to be doing something, of course, in protecting you, whether you're a buyer or seller or something like that. So when it comes to you in terms of Robinhood, for instance, they might have some type of insurance, right? So you have to keep a lot of these things in mind when it comes to you still being able to go to these different places. That might be fine for you in terms of buying some Bitcoin or buying some Dogecoin or anything like that and letting it go up in value and then go ahead and cash it out, and that's all that you need to actually do, and that's actually great. Well, remember, I do actually have a Robinhood account, and the reason why I actually have a Robinhood account is because I actually wanted to dip and dabble into some stocks, and that's one of the things that I've never been really exposed to. I've always had cash on hand because of me being a freelancer in terms of photographer. Of course, you can see all the photography photos that I have right there, and of course me as a developer and freelancer and graphic artist and stuff like that. So I've always dealt with cash, and I've never really dealt with any kind of stocks, but I've got exposed to Robinhood, got involved with some stocks, and then of course I see that they started to have cryptocurrencies on there. Of course, me being an expert in cryptocurrency because of my technical background, of course those things are my passion in terms of my hobby, but in terms of me, in terms of my daily life, in terms of me and technology, that is my passion. That's what I went to school for in terms of mathematics and computer engineering. So in terms of me, in terms of getting it actually on Robinhood, I just wanted to do a quick little test. Like for instance with Dogecoin, I pretty much only bought about $30 worth of Dogecoin and turned that into over $1,000 on Dogecoin. And I did that for a reason. Now, a lot of you may have seen this kind of increase or hearing a lot of friends that are making a whole lot of money when it comes to Dogecoin, and especially with this Saturday night skit with Elon Musk. But one of the things that you have to keep in mind is that, it might not all be good when it comes to doing something like that. Now, when it comes to me, I will never buy a whole lot of cryptocurrency on a Robinhood. Of course, I talk a whole lot about a lot of different things that I have and that I do, and that's on several other different exchanges or offline wallets that I actually have. I would never let a Robinhood hold my actual cryptocurrency. Of course, you know what they say, not your keys, not your crypto. So why should you never ever buy your crypto on a Robinhood or an actual app like that? Now, I talked about in terms of Robinhood and things of these nature being a traditional broker, so you're going to have to deal with a whole lot of regulations, and one of the biggest regulations that you're going to have to worry about is, of course, when it comes to know your customer, and it's very regulated in terms of who is actually buying this cryptocurrency. But not only that, when it comes to Robinhood, when you actually have to know your customer, this isn't all bad. I don't care. Of course, for instance, with a Coinbase, you have to actually go ahead and register with them, all of your details, and that's known as know your customer as well. But this isn't all bad when it comes to something like that. Now, when it comes to a Robinhood and it comes to a Webull or it comes to a PayPal, that's not the worst thing. The worst thing is, have you ever noticed that when you actually buy some Bitcoin on there, well, most people who buy cryptocurrencies don't even know how to withdraw their cryptocurrency. Try to withdraw your cryptocurrency and put it in your private wallet or an offline wallet because you want to take possession of it yourself. You'll notice if you go to Robinhood, go to your portfolio in terms of Bitcoin, there is no send and there is no withdrawal. You cannot do it. This is because they don't allow it. They are holding on to your cryptocurrencies, and because of that, you are very limited in what you can do, and the power of decentralization is really not there because of that. Now, Robinhood did say that they're going to be enabling in terms of withdrawals and deposit hopefully in the future. We're going to definitely see if they're actually going to be doing this. In terms of PayPal, I definitely doubt that they actually do this. Of course, with the Robinhood, I think this is something that they might actually go ahead and explore as well, but this is something that we'll definitely have to see also. Well, okay, that may be reasons enough for you not to actually buy some cryptocurrencies on Robinhood or anything like that, but actually I'll be a little bit more serious right now, especially when it comes to Robinhood or Dogecoin, because a lot of people are definitely buying Dogecoin on a Robinhood and of course on a Coinbase, which does the exact same thing about what I'm talking about, and that has to do with your taxes. Now, a lot of people are making a lot of money with this cryptocurrency and they're just cashing out and going to ATMs or cashing out in terms of their Robinhood, paying off a lot of things. But one of the things that you're going to have to keep in mind is that 2022, most people are going to see the largest tax bill they've ever seen in their entire life. And that's because you're using crypto on traditional exchanges. You're not using cryptocurrency the way that it's intended in terms of being decentralized and using it, in terms of your own private wallets or even keeping it offline. You're not really capitalizing, and you're definitely not buying more cryptocurrencies to stack it up. So when the price shoots all the way up, you can continue to benefit off of that or even stake it. Now, I've talked a whole lot about this in many of my other videos, and you definitely need to check out a lot of that because a lot of people are only focused on the money. And of course, what happens is you're going to find yourself getting in a whole lot of trouble because of that, because you don't know the fundamentals of Bitcoin. You don't know how it works. If I ask one of you, for instance, to just send me $10 in Bitcoin, most of you won't know how to actually do that. And that's the actual problem here. So you really need to get understood in terms of the understanding of Bitcoin and how it actually works, and understand how to avoid certain things like this in terms of going after the hype, cashing out because you just think you hit the lottery, and don't worry about what's actually coming around the door. All right, so there you have it. So what I'm saying when it comes to a Robinhood or Webull or an actual PayPal in terms of don't buy your crypto on there. Of course, you can still go ahead and buy your cryptocurrency on there if you just want to buy it and hold it for a little while and just cash it out and don't really worry about the mechanics of how cryptocurrency actually works. These are traditional brokers, and of course you can trust them. But when it comes to cryptocurrency and the future of cryptocurrency, you're going to have to know how to actually use cryptocurrency. So don't fall for just the hype in terms of how to actually get this cryptocurrency. Actually go ahead and do the research. Definitely check out some more of my videos in terms of how cryptocurrencies work, because it will benefit you, it will benefit your children in the future. So guys, when it comes to PayPal and when it comes to, Robinhood, when it comes to all of these cryptocurrencies, cryptocurrency platforms, definitely go ahead and use them. I'll definitely leave some links in the description below. Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you actually think about this in terms of you. Do you actually have your cryptocurrency on Robinhood? Are you using that to actually get your cryptocurrency? Did you cash out with this Dogecoin definitely spiking all the way up? Let me know in the comments. Let me know about that. Also, hit that like button. It helps me get my videos recommended out there to everybody. And also, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you'll be notified anytime I release any new videos right here on this channel. And I see you guys in the next video. Peace.